what does the expression, guard your heart mean? The biblical origin is from Proverbs 4:29, or sorry, it's from Proverbs 4:23, and it says, above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. And it's so important that we guard our heart from sin, and that's actually not what I'm talking about, though, ironically. When I first heard this, I thought it meant guard your heart from pain and from suffering, and I think that came from the expression guard her heart, as in, like, you're talking about a relationship, and the only way that I knew how to guard someone's heart from pain completely was to just completely close myself off from them and not allow myself to be vulnerable with them. And I really struggled with that because I didn't think that was what we were called to do. And as I looked into that proverb a piece of it, and that's not what it's saying. And when I close myself off from people, it works actually really great at not allowing yourself to get hurt. But it also, and it has some positive things, like I became more stoic as I closed myself off and seemingly put together. But it also has some disadvantages. Kind of like you go to the dentist and that you have a little cavity or something, and they numb your area, and they take care of the cavity. You walk home and you end up with half your face being numb. And then you go take a drink of water and you put a little bit of water in your mouth and a lot comes out. It's kind of like that, where even though you get a little bit of positive out of it, you lose a lot. And I know I lost a lot of passion through becoming numb, and I lost a lot of myself even. And I think God has taught us to accept that we are broken, that just being human, that's our very nature. And go and be vulnerable with people, and they'll see that and think, hey, what's different about them? And through that, live your life passionately. As in Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, whatever your hands do it with all your might. Whatever your hands do it with all your might. It doesn't matter what your passion is. Just go, be broken, it's okay, and live your life through the brokenness passionately. And whatever you're doing, do it to glorify God.
Anyone doesn't know me, I'm Ty. It's pretty nerve-wracking, and I was up here for freshman Valentine's banquet, and I sang Taylor Swift, so I'm not really sure why. This is a lot easier. But I don't know. I wanted to share something that I pretty much just experienced. It was pretty cool. It was just playing the band, even though I might suck a little, but. I thought we did good as a team, and it was awesome hearing all your voices. I don't usually hear that from the side, and it was pretty cool. It's just all flooded the stage, and I was like, dang, that's awesome. Hearing a bunch of people worship God, and just giving it all to Him is just something that not everyone can experience. Like a great group of people you are. But yeah, I'm kind of here. You're gonna have to laugh at my jokes. I don't know. Anything I say is funny. Just laugh a little louder, because I don't know. The people that spoke before me were pretty funny actually. So I was like, oh dang, I don't have anything good. I was like, I should spend a little more time on this. But yeah, I just came here to talk about my testimony, and everyone here has pretty much talked about their passion, and I'm gonna talk about how I found my passion, because I think that's almost as hard as, you know, fulfilling your passion, going out and like making disciples. It started with, I was also at Student Life Summer Camp, Daytona. Yeah, that's a cool one. Lou Giglio said that one was pretty cool. And he was talking about, it was years ago, so it was kind of jogged my memory a little bit. He was talking about finding your passion and like how it can be anything. It can be anything as long as it brings glory to God. Whether it's, you know, fighting child trafficking like Passion did up in Atlanta, or, you know, going to Bo Diddley and helping homeless. Like, it can be anything, you know, even just like your hobbies can become your passion. So like, that sounded all great, but I was like, all right, how do you arrive at that passion? And yeah, so I've always liked to surf ever since like 8th grade, and that kind of brought me to Nicaragua on a mission trip. You know, I was kind of there, you know, maybe like half for surfing, half for missions, you know, kind of like that. I mean, I was still young, and like this was like my freshman year, and I wasn't really in it for the right reasons, maybe, but awesome how God can move you from one passion, you know, from surfing all the way to serving Him, you know, and we always like doubt that, you know, He can change us, that, you know, really He's all powerful. He can do whatever He wants in your life, and like none of us see what's coming, like in our future. 5 years down the road, you know, you could be doing something completely opposite than anything. So yeah, just going on mission trips. That started from surfing, and now I've been back to Nicaragua 6 times over the past 5 years, and it's really my passion. It's really seeing those kids' faces light up when, you know, maybe they're living in poverty. And it's actually interesting. I remember when Jared was talking about Africa here. He went to, I already forgot. Burkina Faso, yes. He went, and someone asked him from the audience, they were like, if they're living in such poverty, like, how can you see like all this joy that radiates off them? Like, and you know, I really see like all this joy and hope, and you know, and like everything out of their eyes. It's beam happiness. And I'm like, okay, I'm in America with, you know, a car that's pretty decent, you know, I have surfboards, you know, I go to the University of Florida, and I'm always complaining, I'm not always happy, and, you know, it kind of like makes you reevaluate what's important in life. And these kids have it down, you know, you see them, and they're like, their friends are like their brothers, you know, their family. You know, they have mad respect with each other. So, like, so I mean, it's cool to see that. And I mean, I have a verse, it's James 1:27, kind of like my mission statement going to Nicaragua. It's pure, or religion that God our Father, this is a different translation, sorry, accepts as pure and faultless is to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's my passion, to go out and help, you know, orphans, little kids, you know, people that are living in poverty. But it's also cool how, you know, God uses that and completes the second half of the verse that we, like, often overlook, from being polluted from the world. And I see their values, what they, like, hold in high importance, and I'm like, you know, I could use some of that. And, like, that's what I love about going to Nicaragua, is you don't have all this crap, all this drama that's here, you know. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about. If I could offer a little bit of like advice, if you're on the fence in passion and you're not really sure, you know, you might be nervous, say I'm not ready. Well, God, He just wants you to go, and after you go, He'll bring you the readiness to do whatever He wants you to do. So I mean, just don't go because you're nervous or whatever.
In preparing to speak up here tonight, a verse was shared with me, and it was Romans 12:11, which says, "Never be lazy, but work hard to serve the Lord enthusiastically." I've grown up in the church, went to church, you know, basically since birth. And, I mean, I started helping my mom in the nursery probably kindergarten, and, started working in DBS in 6th grade and going on mission trips in 7th. I did everything typical of an active youth group member. And through all of that, I knew that I loved working with kids. My passion was helping kids in whatever way I could, and whether that was playing with them or, whatever. Despite knowing my passion, I didn't do a whole lot of outreach or ministry work outside of mission trips that we would take. And I got really, really comfortable in my faith where it was at. So this past summer I went to Costa Rica, and I got to work with kids again, which I love, absolutely love. But one thing that really struck me that all the missionaries said there was that there's nothing you did here that you can't do back at home. And that really struck me because what I was doing there wasn't what I was doing at home every day in my life. So going back from Costa Rica, I knew I was passionate about helping people, and led me to change my major to nursing so that I could have that personal interaction with people and help them by meeting their basic needs. It also led me to get involved in homeless ministry here, and God just taught me so much about myself being here through my involvement. So it's scary to get out there and try something new. I remember the first time at the plaza, I was petrified. I just followed Savannah around like nothing else. And you just really got to put yourself out there. Be willing to take risks. Don't get complacent because you get too comfortable in your space. It's not a good place to be. There's not any growth there. We just start focusing on our own personal problems and not doing our purpose to glorify God and reaching out to people. There's a whole world out there in need of God's salvation, and each of us have a part to play, whether that's through working with kids or youth or, just getting out there and giving your life for Jesus. So even if that doesn't fit, find your passion. It's so important. And just because you haven't found it yet, it's not a reason to not get out there and serve.